I began thinking about the coronation of King Charles and realized that in a church service lasting 2 to 3 hours, with being witnessed by between 200 and 300 million people worldwide, he's going to lay his hand on the Bible and promise before God to uphold the biblical truth of salvation by grace through faith. He's going to carry an orb with a cross on the top, a symbolic of the world being under the reign of Jesus Christ. He's going to be given a number of swords. One is a blunt sword, speaking of the sword called the sword of mercy, speaking of the gospel of salvation. And the other is a sharp sword, speaking of the justice of God on Judgment Day. He's going to be anointed with oil. And so there's 10 incredibly spiritual things that are going to take place. Now, there's argument whether or not it's going to be from his heart or genuine or whatever. It's just tradition.
I believe it's the gold one.
That's correct. So this one dates from the 1600s. The original crown of St. Edward was destroyed in the 1600s as well, so they made this new one. And they only pulled this one out for coronations. It is not used for anything else. But then at the end of the service, when Charles leaves the Abbey and they go back to Buckingham Palace, they show up on the balcony, Charles will be wearing the imperial state crown. And this is the big, giant purple one. They pull it out for the state openings of Parliament. And the last time we saw it was at the Queen's funeral last September.
Okay, and what does the orb do? What does that represent?
Well, it represents a whole lot of heaviness, for one thing. That thing weighs a ton. But it represents really that the king is God's representative on earth. It's got that literal iconography of the cross on top of the globe, but it's really this old symbol of royal power that kings rule in the world on behalf of God. So it's a really old symbolic element of royalty that is used in many different monarchies.